on with the English language one lesson at a time. My name is SL Rockfish, and today we are going to take a look at some fascinating idioms and sayings that all have one thing in common. Let me get the mic closer. Hogs and pigs. Yes, hogs and pigs. I have been thinking about idioms and summer, and then the state fair here in Wisconsin, which I missed this year, and I came up with the idea of idioms that have the word pig or hog in them. Why pig or hog? Great question. Because the state fair is where farmers show their animals, and many farmers show hogs and pigs. At our state fair, you can see baby pigs, super huge pigs, some of the biggest pigs or swines you will ever see. And we even have pig races. It's quite an event. So it all seemed like a perfect combination for me to teach about idioms with the word pig in them, or hog. Whether you're new to English or just looking to expand your vocabulary, these expressions will definitely add some color to your language. So let's get started. Our first saying is hog-tied. Yes, hog-tied. Hog-tied means to be restrained or unable to act freely, to be stuck in a situation with no way out. Want to know the origin of this? This idiom comes from the practice of tying up a hog's legs together to restrict its movement. When someone is hog-tied, they are helpless as a hog with its legs bound together. Here's an example sentence. I felt hog-tied at work today because my computer crashed and I couldn't get anything done. I hate being hog-tied. What about you? Have you ever been hog-tied at work? Okay, on a lighter note, how about hog wild? Have you ever gone hog wild? Hog wild? Yeah, hog wild means to go crazy or act in an uncontrollable way. The origin of this saying is, it dates all the way back to the early 20th century, and it likely refers to the wild behavior of hogs when they are excited or out of control. Now, I have never seen hogs wild or out of control, but I bet you they are a sight. Let's use it in a sentence, shall we? The kids went hog wild when they saw the candy buffet at the party. I know I have gone hog wild on more than one occasion in my life. What about you? Haven't gone hog wild? Well, maybe you have lived high on the hog. High on the hog means to live luxuriously or enjoy the best of everything. The origin of this saying is it originates from the idea that the best cuts of pork, because we're working with pigs, the best cuts of pork come from the upper parts of the hog, like the back and the ribs, which were typically reserved for the wealthy, for the rich. I do love a good rack of pork ribs, and they are pretty expensive, so this one makes total sense to me. Let's use it in a sentence. After winning the lottery, Bill started living high on the hog, buying a new house and a fancy car. I think I would like to try living high on the hog for at least a weekend. Are you interested in living high on the hog? Maybe you feel as though you will live High on the hog when pigs fly. When pigs fly. Yep, that is our next idiom. I hear you. You're saying, Sarah, pigs can't fly. I know. And that's why this idiom too makes sense. Why? Because when pigs fly means something that will never happen or is impossible. This humorous expression has been around since at least the 1600s. Whew, that's a long time. And plays on the absurd idea of pigs flying, which, of course, they cannot do. Here we go. Let me put it in a sentence for you. Sure, Bill will pay for dinner when pigs fly. Remember, if something seems impossible to happen, you can always just say, when pigs fly. Hey, Sarah, you going to buy that fancy Mercedes? When pigs fly. How about our next idiom? To hog something. To hog something? Yeah, one should never hog something. Seriously, it's not nice. Anyone can hog something. You can, I can, anyone can. We shouldn't. We can, but we shouldn't. Okay, Sarah, but what does it mean? To hog something means to take or use more than one's fair share of something. This saying comes from the greedy behavior associated with hogs, who are known for gobbling up as much food as possible. Let's put it in a sentence. Don't hog all the blankets. Share them with the rest of us. Don't you hate when someone hogs the blankets? I know I do. Maybe you don't hog something. Perhaps you are a road hog. A road hog? Yeah, road hogs can be quite annoying. I hope you're not a road hog. Are you? What's a road hog, Sarah? A road hog is a driver who takes up more than their share of the road, often driving recklessly. The term road hog likely comes from the idea of hogs being stubborn and taking up a lot of space, just like a selfish driver who does not consider others on the road. For example, that road hog nearly ran me off the road with their dangerous driving. I am not a fan of road hogs. How about you? Are you a road hog? I hope not. But I guess I would rather be a road hog than sweat like a hog. Yes, that is our last idiom. Sweat like a hog. What does it mean? To sweat like a hog means to sweat a lot. Interestingly, this saying is a bit misleading. Imagine that in English. Because pigs don't actually sweat much. The expression probably comes from the idea that pigs are often seen wallowing in mud, which looks like they're trying to cool off. Let me use it in a sentence. Bill sweats like a hog after his intense workouts. Some people say sweat like a pig, too. It works either way. I don't know about you, but I hate sweating like a hog. I do. I really do. What about you? Well, there you have it, my friends. 7 hog and pig related idioms that you can add to your English vocabulary. Let's try to use them all quickly right here. Are you ready? I hope you are never hog-tied in reaching your goals. Everyone should go hog wild once in a while. It would definitely be fun to live high on the hog, but not to hog something. Just spread the joy. Words of advice. Don't be a road hog. And pray you are never stuck on a cramped train seat with someone who sweats like a hog. What? Come on, English. I hope you enjoyed learning about these expressions as much as I enjoyed sharing them with you. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast for more fun and useful lessons on the quirks and craziness of the English language. Until next time, my friends, keep practicing and remember, English might not always make sense, but it sure is fun to learn. So, do something fun, do something amazing, or do nothing at all. But whatever you do, have a great day. Peace, friends.